Hi, so I'm going to be analyzing Honey by David Ezra Stein based on the guidelines in the textbook. And this is definitely a picture book, so I'll be using the picture book criteria for this analysis. So, starting with content, how appropriate is the content for the book and its intended audience? It's definitely age appropriate. It's definitely intended for children. It's a very simple, straightforward story. The language is simple, it's cohesive, it's easy to understand, and because it's a picture book, the pictures really assist with understanding what the text is saying. So it's something that a very young child could probably flip through and understand. When and where does this take place? So this book takes place in a forest. It's a fictional story, so it takes place in a forest after a bear wakes up from hibernation with a ravenous appetite, and of course he's craving honey. So that's kind of the plot of the book. This bear is craving honey, but it's not time for honey yet because it's not honey season, so he has to wait. Are the characters well developed? I would say they definitely are. The main character is the bear. There's not really any other characters in the book. And he's really fun, and it just is this theme of being patient, kind of this idea of delayed gratification. And he's a very fun character that's willing to wait and goes on a little adventure as soon as he wakes up. So that's kind of the plot and the development of the character there. What's the quality of the language of the text? So the language of the text, it's very simple. It's also, this book actually got an award for the text of the book. The language is very descriptive, even though it is intended for a younger audience. It's very descriptive and beautiful language, and it's very suspenseful. It has a lot of phrases that end on honey is as good as, and then there's like a dash, and you have to turn the page to figure out what it's going to say. So there's some predictability with that as well, which I think is really fun, especially when you're reading it aloud to a young child. And then again, I mentioned the theme, but it's kind of this idea of patience, and that is developed through the text and the illustrations, as the whole book is kind of this bear going on a journey saying, is it time for honey yet? And he checks, and it's not, and he has to wait, and he has to occupy himself until it's time for him to eat honey, which in the end he does enjoy, and makes the comment that it was worth the wait. So moving on to illustrations, and what ways do the illustrations help create the meaning of the text? Again, this book really wouldn't make much sense without the illustrations. They really kind of go along with exactly what the text is saying, but also you need to look at the pictures for the clues, as it is a true picture book. And it's definitely something a child could probably read without even understanding all the words and know what's going on. So they are definitely part of the text. They're integrated in the text, and they extend meaning. The pictures are accurate and consistent with the text. They go along exactly what the text is saying, and you kind of get this picture of this silly bear who's hungry going along on his adventure, and the pictures are very organized. The text is organized, and it flows together very nicely, making a really cohesive picture book. The medium and style of the illustrations, it's painting. There's some sketch work as well. The characters are almost outlined in pencil and then filled in with paint, so it's kind of cartoonish. Really fun. And shape and color is used all throughout to just kind of create weather and different feelings that the character is feeling. So at the end, it's like a sunny, bright spring day, and so the colors are bright and warm, and that's kind of the whole mood throughout the story. So yeah, it was a really great book. I would definitely recommend it.